Welcome to another edition of Share Your Story. Rolf and Iris first met in Morocco last year. There were red flags, but I was stupid to ignore it because I always believe that people are kind. Rolf is living in California. After Morocco, he visited me in the Philippines, so I was expecting I am special. I've noticed some red flags and infidelity, but I still stayed. After 2 months, he booked me a ticket to California. Stayed there for 2 months. I felt loved and taken care of. But in the middle of my stay, I was able to open his iPad and saw everything that from the beginning of our relationship, he was cheating with multiple women. There was no cheating incident when I was there, but I found out what he was doing before we met in California. He was verbally, physically, emotionally abusing me. I left California in a good relationship status. I tried to forgive, but after me witnessing all the evidence, of course, there was no peace of mind. I'm always anxious, so I decided to break up with him when I arrived here in the Philippines. But of course, I'm hurting. Right now, I blocked him on all outlets. He is an old man, so he isn't techie. Reason why I was able to open his iPad too. So yeah, I blocked him in everything. I even sent him a last message that I'm walking away. You are loved, and etc. Right now, I'm kind of questioning myself if he is about to change if I didn't catch him. I know that's delusional, but I'm honestly confused because he booked me in Hawaii. So at the back of my mind, I'm like, this man is spending money on me, so I feel special. But I don't know because he also did that to other women. Even one of our friends told us that before I came into their life. Day one, he was dating another woman. Day two, another woman. So far, his friends are telling me that I'm the longest relationship he's ever had. But of course, I don't want to be delusional. I'm not talking to him anymore and will never contact him again because I want to heal, but I just want to get some guidance. I'm somehow happy that I was able to see all he was hiding because if I didn't know all of that, my life will be for sure worse. This is episode 7 of Share Your Story. So, we just read this story from Iris, and this was actually sent a few months back, several months back, I think. So, I'm sure the energy has changed for Iris, but I would like to do a reading on it. Let's see where it's currently at. Also, Iris did ask a question that we'll try to answer. So, I want to check in on this connection's current energy. Connection. Got the Queen of Swords, maybe some Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy showing up. Okay, let's clarify these cards. Queen of Swords. Justice card. Four of Pentacles. And for the lovers, Gemini might be a strong sign. Okay. Nine of Wands in reverse. So I'm getting a few things here. Um, First of all, with the Queen of Swords in reverse, I feel that if you are watching Iris, I feel that you're showing me that you are really actually quite guarded. Um, I don't sense detachment from you. Rather, I feel that you're very guarded with your energy. I feel you're very careful. You really hold back. It may be fear as well that is really keeping you in this energy because I think you have realized probably that the right thing for you to do and the only way that you can do this is to not allow yourself to either speak, be honest, or communicate. Okay. Um, I'm seeing here for the connection itself. I do feel, here's the thing. I think there's still a part of you that probably still wants this in some way, even after all this time. Um, this is actually going on almost 1 year. I'm just realizing here. So I think this person still is on your mind in some way, but with the Seven of Wands, I can see that there is resistance. There's a very strong energy of, I'm not going to pursue this. And maybe because I think your person, Rolf, right, showing up as a King of Pentacles, they could have Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn in their chart. I think they were unable to commit to you. There's something here about how, and I think this shattered you in some way. Maybe you're wondering, why couldn't they commit to me, but they committed to someone else? I think you're wondering why it happened that way. So if I look at this, I don't think you're with this person anymore. Deep down, I think there's still some small part of you that might still want a connection with this person. Whether it's because you want this person or because it's that ego part of ourself when we're denied something, it's one or the other, right? So I can kind of see that for your energy, you and this person are probably not together. Um, I think though that you're very disappointed because I think this person chose someone else to be committed to. So that is probably something that is actually quite bothersome to you. What I'd like to do is just kind of check in a little more on the energy here. And then, sorry about that. We'll go ahead and answer your question. I'm actually, so I'm still new to this whole thing. Um, I am experimenting with my setup, and so I'm using a mic. Um, I don't know how well it's going, but I hope I hope I'll be able to figure it out. So please excuse any kind of unexpected noises or anything like I still am working on all of it. But thank you for your patience. Um, let's see, Iris, what your energy is. Okay. Yeah. See, you're still showing me that you're actually still stuck on this. Even if it's going on 1 year here that you sent this in. So you still feel something about this, definitely. I do feel that this is a situation that was probably meant to be a lesson more than anything else, but you're still kind of weighed down by it. Can we take a look at your person's energy, Rolf's energy? See, they are not with you, but I do feel they have come together with someone else. I think, actually, this is still kind of showing up as your energy. So you're feeling like this person was your person. You're feeling like, so this is still your energy. I'm not really getting your person's energy all that much, to be honest. Um, you're showing me that you get triggered here. It could have something to do with a name, a car, or a place. You feel like this is your person, and you still feel anxious about this. You still desire it. So I guess we're on point with that. But honestly, I don't really see your person's energy here. I don't think they're attached because I think they're in something new. And I think they committed to that. But let me tell you something. If they found a new commitment, a new relationship, a new connection, they're not they're not loyal to that. They're not committed to that in a sense where it's the only connection they have. I feel with the King of Pentacles in reverse, but with the Three of Pentacles, yes, they're probably in a new commitment, but they are not loyal. They're not committed in that way. Okay. Now, that's not me saying that to give you hope about this connection because honestly, you can do better. Okay. You can absolutely do better than this connection and this person. So, you did have a question here that I want to answer. Um, you want to know, is there a chance that he will try to reconcile in the future? Well, let's see. Even if you don't want it anymore, the problem I'm seeing here is that you still want it. You still want this connection. But let's see. It's been a year. They found something new. They found a new connection, but you want to know in the future, is there potential for reconciliation? Yeah, that's what I was going to say. I think deep down you know that this is not the best opportunity for you, that this is a situation that will only make it hard or difficult for you in the long run. You must think about how you'd like to see your life long term. How do you see yourself in the future, right? Do you really honestly want to be with someone that can't commit, can't be loyal? I mean, they've proven that to you, but if they're in something new, they're proving that all over again to you. Do you know what I mean? Um, Ten of Pentacles. Yeah. Look, I think you know that this person is dishonest. I think you know that this is not the right person to have a connection with. You know all that, but you still see a future with this person for some reason. Um, what is the Six of Swords? Why are you unable to move on from this? So you're kind of stuck on the idea of how it could have been. I'll be honest, I feel like part of it is because of the opportunity that was given to you um, when you went to, what is it, California? I think part of it is like, yeah, well, I was able to do all these things with this person. I had the potential for this and that and that. And I think that's part of why you find this connection attractive. Now, I'm not saying that to for you to take it as anything bad. It's just I think that's part of the attraction for you here. I think I think you can't quite move on from the potential of it, like the idea of it. But however way you thought it was going to be, it was never going to be that. It was never going to be that kind of success. Okay? That's something that you already probably should know. Yet you're still showing me energy of desire for this. Even after all this time. I would say it's important to look at yourself potentially here and why you think you still want this in whatever way that you do. Because you have shared here how this person has treated you in not the best way, right? And then all of this confirmation of how they had, other women and all these things. This is everything you needed to know about the kind of relationship you would have had with this person, right? If you think about it, you were actually being saved from something much worse. So, going into guidance here for you, I think, the guidance is saying it is only worth the effort to take, the action to take, if you know that it's something that's worth working on. If the energy that you put into it, it's going to be productive, it's going to be worth it. And I don't think this is a situation for that. I don't think this connection is for that. Um, I think you already have all the information that you need to have. I think you know what kind of connection you would have had with this person. It's like a blessing in disguise that this didn't actually go farther than it did. I think, honestly, the proof of it all is if I'm right about them being in a new commitment, new connection, they're not loyal there. They're not committed. I don't think this person has the ability to be committed or loyal to anyone. Okay. If you had stayed on with this connection, if you had continued to want this connection, all you would have experienced was difficulty. It would have just been very hard and difficult to keep going within this connection. Yeah, you would, yeah. Is that what you want? Do you want to be in a state of overthinking, of stress, of tension, of always thinking about where this person is, what they're doing, who they're with? because that's the kind of life you probably potentially would have had with this person. And I think definitely temperance in reverse. It's time to start really healing from this. It's time to start realizing how you would have never had peace in this connection, that it's time to start healing and working on yourself so that you can recognize that this was not love, okay? That you were treated unfairly and undeservedly, okay? This would not have been the romantic love of a lifetime because I feel like you've kind of looked at it this way. It's not that at all. You were not getting the reciprocation that you deserve from this. I'm telling you, if this had gone on longer, it would have been very hard for you. It would have been harder than you already thought it was before. And something just came to mind here. If you had stayed on with this person and you were with this person, it wouldn't just be you. There would be other people in your connection. Probably more than one if I'm going to be really honest here. So I think as painful as it is, and I'm sorry it's painful to hear all this, as painful as it is, this is not what you would have wanted for yourself. To be in this continued, you know, sense of waiting, will this person show up in the right way? Are they going to do the right thing? Stop waiting for this person. This is not what you desire. Put an end to this, okay? Definitely put an end to this. I think people have been trying to tell you that as well. I'm getting a sense of people, friends, family, maybe that have been trying to encourage you to put an end to this, to see that this is definitely not something that's meant for you. They want you to kind of stop thinking about this person and really be determined to give up or stop putting energy towards this person in connection because all it has brought you is stress. It hasn't brought you anything here where you would feel any kind of security, safety, protection. This is definitely somebody that would have walked all over you. And I'm sorry everything I'm saying is hurtful. It's just, obviously when we do this, we're always going to try to be honest and try to get to the root of the problem so we could start to try to understand and then fix whatever we need to fix, whether that's within ourselves, our circumstance, situation. I know it's I know it's disappointing. I know it's heartbreaking. Okay. And it's okay to feel sad about it. And it's okay to take the time to that you need to feel sad about it. But I think you also have to realize this connection would have only brought you hardship. It would have never been the partnership that you would have really wanted. Okay. And it was only right that this didn't continue. And I would say it's not worth your time. It's not worth your effort. It's not worth trying for anymore. I know. Okay. So you keep really showing me energy of sadness and grief and loss. And that's understandable because you invested here, you really imagined it to be some kind of connection. But I do have to say, and again with that Queen of Swords, in the long run, this would not have been what you had wanted. In the long run, you would have probably changed your mind, but then it would have been too late because maybe your circumstances would have made it seem that you were even more stuck in this connection and you wouldn't have been able to leave, right? That's how I'm seeing this go. I mean, please do let me know if I'm on point here. It's been about a year. But when it comes to your question, if there's a chance, I don't really see that there's a strong chance here, but I still see that you desire it somehow. And honestly, the whole point of the reading, if I'm going to be very frank, is why on earth would you still desire this from a person who has shown you that they don't have the capability to be committed, to be loyal, to be respectful? Okay? You deserve so much better than that. So much better. I think it's only right that this person doesn't pursue you. I think it's only right that this connection has ended. It's more than anything, it's not that there's going to be a chance for this connection. It's more of you being encouraged to realize that you're better than this person and this connection. And that's what you should really be thinking about and holding on to. I know this was not the best reading. Everything I said was hurtful. Everything I said, I feel like it pierced your heart. Like it really hurt you deeply. And of course, that is not my intention. I want to be able to help you realize the things you need to realize to be able to move on. But obviously, if I'm right about this, it's been a year and you're still in this energy that we have here. But I hope this gives you the clarity that you need. I hope in some way you're encouraged to realize just how precious you are and how much you deserve in your life, that this really was not the opportunity. And I think as a last guidance, I want to say you didn't miss out on anything with this person. Give yourself enough time to heal, to make your realizations, and the time will come when you're going to think, wow, you know, you're going to actually think you were right. Deep inside, you're going to think to yourself, I was right. I knew on some level that this person in connection was not good for me, right? And you're going to be thankful that it didn't go further, it didn't progress. So I hope this was helpful. I do apologize again if it wasn't what we wanted to hear and if it was hurtful to hear it. But again, the aim is to help you, and I hope I've done that.